then there's the argument, well, this is full of pet projects. When was the last time that we saw a bill of this magnitude move out with no earmarks in it? Not one. And when you start asking, well, what is it exactly that is such a problem that you're seeing? Where's all this waste and spending? Well, you know, you want to replace the federal fleet with hybrid cars. Well, why wouldn't we want to do that? That creates jobs for people who make those cars. It saves the federal government energy. It saves the taxpayers energy. So, well, then you get the argument, well, this is not a stimulus bill, this is a spending bill. What do you think a stimulus is? That's the whole point. No, seriously. That's the point. So, let me not get carried away here. We've got to leave some time for questions and answers. Here's the point I'm making. This package is not going to be absolutely perfect, and you can knit and you can pick, and you know that's the game that we all play here. We know how to play that game. What I'm saying is now we can't afford to play that game. We've got to pull together. There are going to be some things that don't get included that each of us would like to see included. All of us are going to have to make some sacrifices. And we have to accommodate the interests of a range of people. And the House is going to have to work with the Senate. But let's think big right now. Let's not think small. Let's not think narrowly. Just as past generations of Americans have done in trying times, we can and must turn this moment of challenge into one of opportunity. The plan that you've passed has at its core a simple idea. Let's put Americans to work doing the work that America needs done. So this plan will save or create over 3 million jobs, almost all of them in the private sector. This plan will put people to work rebuilding our crumbling roads and bridges, our dangerously deficient dams and levees. This plan will put people to work modernizing our health care system. That doesn't just save us billions of dollars, it saves countless lives because we'll reduce medical errors. This plan will put people to work renovating more than 10,000 schools, giving millions of children the chance to learn in 21st century classrooms and libraries and labs, creating new scientists for a new future. This plan will provide sensible tax relief for the struggling middle class and unemployment insurance and continued health care coverage for those who've lost their jobs, and it will help prevent our states and local communities. It'll help Governor Ritter and Governor Strickland not have to lay off firefighters and teachers and police, because when they get laid off, not only do we lose services, but maybe they can't make payments on their home, maybe they get foreclosed on and the economy goes down further. And finally, this plan will begin to end the tyranny of oil in our time. Doubles our capacity to generate alternative sources of energy, like wind and solar and biofuels. And it does it in 3 years. Saves taxpayers billions of dollars. Makes federal buildings more efficient. Saves the average working family hundreds of dollars on their energy bills. After decades of empty rhetoric, that's the down payment that we need on energy independence. You know, there's a lot about running for president that is tough, especially, I don't miss sleeping in motels and hotels, and I don't miss not being with my kids as much as I'd like. But the best thing about being a candidate, and all of you know this because those members of Congress who are here, you've run. You know what it's like. You get to see the country. You get to know the character of the American people. Over the last 2 years, I've visited almost all 50 states. I got to admit, the one I missed was Alaska. We're going to get there. I've been in so many of your districts. I pass through towns and cities and farms and factories, and I know what you know. People are hurting. I've looked in their eyes. I've heard their stories. I've sensed their deep frustration. And they're just hoping that we're working for them. You know, they're so strong and they're so decent, the American people. And those struggles haven't diminished that strength and that decency. And we hold in our hands the capacity to do great things on their behalf. But we're going to have to do it by not thinking about ourselves. Not thinking about, you know, how's this position me? How am I looking? And we're going to have to just think about how are we delivering for them. It starts with this economic recovery plan. And soon we'll take on the big issues like addressing the foreclosure problem by passing a budget, tackling our fiscal problems, fixing our financial regulation, securing our country. And we won't approach these challenges just as Democrats because we remember the look in the eyes of our constituents. We know, even though they've been cynical, that they're thinking maybe this time's going to be different. They know we've got to overcome all these problems as Americans. And that's why we have to work in a serious, substantive, and civil way. And we will keep working to build bipartisan support for action. I promise you that my door is always open. My administration will consult closely with each and every one of you, the people's representatives, as we take on these pressing priorities. Already, you've made a difference. Nancy mentioned, I'm so proud of that day that we signed Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act. To see Lilly Ledbetter on the stage representing the American people, representing all the women out there who want their daughters to have the same opportunities as our sons. And then we signed children's health insurance to provide coverage for 11 million and make a down payment on comprehensive health care reform. And it wasn't easy. You worked hard to make it happen, which means we can work hard to make sure that we've got jobs all across America and energy independence all across America, and we will not stop until we deliver for our constituents. That's what the Democratic Party is all about. That's what this caucus is all about. That's what my presidency is all about. Thank you, guys. I love you.